You know what's something I've been seeing a lot of lately, but honestly, since my entire time being an active regular user on YouTube, it's been a thing since like 2016. Videos of people, especially women, in fact, exclusively women. I don't remember hearing a guy doing this, but when you go out on a date and this someone rejects the spot that you have selected. I don't know if those videos are real. I don't know if they're scripted. I don't know if they're just content creators chasing the clout, whatever. But I remember very vividly that when I was a teenager and I had acquaintances that some people used to talk like that. Some people would be like, I swear to God, if he takes me to McDonald's when we go out on Friday, basically insert whatever insult and then whatever emotion they're going to feel, very negative, as opposed to just being appreciative over the fact that you're being taken out at all. Now, I didn't quite hear that as often after high school because honestly, you guys know me, I don't go out of my way to socialize. Now that I see these things being fed to me online, it reminded me that is a thing that I did observe in real life, but our age group felt like that was an adequate response. It's not right, but I'm saying that given the immaturity that you're still experiencing and displaying as a teenager because your character is still in the process of being forged and your literal brain is still developing for a few more years, then it's a little bit more acceptable for such a thing to be said when you're a stupid teen. I personally never did any of that. Anytime my boyfriends from the time came up with plans or did something, I was always super grateful because they don't have to do that at all and I haven't earned it. I didn't even try to have a job during high school. And even if I would have wanted one, it wouldn't have been practical considering mom's schedule. I guess I could have only been a weekend worker, and I was considering the only place I would mess with would be Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, so I would only be scheduled to work on Saturdays or Friday nights. All these videos of, for instance, you go to this massive birthday party and let's say that you're the only man in the table and everybody else is the girlfriends of your daughter or your spouse or whatever. For some reason, they expect for the guy to pick up the tab and you'll start ordering things like crazy. Next thing you know, you have a $700 to $1,000 ticket and you expect for the man of the party to pick it up because man. I'm like, well, y'all love to say that you're independent. You don't need no man, that you are perfectly capable of paying for your own things and don't need his money. Why are you having a meltdown during this party? I would never in my life suggest to someone that they pay for something, not only on my behalf, but to take care of my entire squad too, especially when we're all adults. Now, if we were children, of course, but when we're children, that's why you as the adult become the manager. But I be seeing these videos of these adults throwing hissy fits like that, like you're entitled to be taken somewhere fancy. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you end up overpaying for food that wasn't even significantly better than some other places. I just find that absurd and irritating that here is someone performing a very awesome act of inviting you to be fed. They're the ones who are willing to pick up the tab, and you get mad if they take you to Starbucks. If someone takes me to Starbucks, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna order my favorite drink, even if it's the evening and I cannot drink it immediately. I'm gonna have my pink drink sitting in the fridge until it's a appropriate better time in the day for me to consume it. If they were to take me somewhere like Burger King, there's evidence that I mess with that place. McDonald's, there's evidence that I mess with that place. See what I mean? Why can you not just be content? And if you're taken somewhere where you really cannot mess with the menu, just politely tell the person why you can't be there. For me personally, I'm not wild about seafood places, and it's because of my occasional issues with shrimp and lobster. And even if I liked those things, I do like shrimp. but I had to stop eating it because it was making me sick. But lobster, I never had it, never got to have it. I was never interested. But even if it were offered to me, I would have to explain that nowadays I don't partake in the consumption of those items because of religious reasons. Same thing with pork. There are far better ways to reject a spot that don't revolve around you feeling like you're being disrespected because you are more valuable than the place you're taken to. That makes zero sense to me. Like I've said, this person is performing a gesture for you. You get to eat for free. The least you can do is make it easy for them and be considerate. I'll never forget how when I was at my worst financially, there was a place I was craving super bad for my birthday, and my boyfriend was like, well, where do you want to go? And I said, well, what I'm truly craving is kind of on the expensive side, and I don't want to just say it and expect it because I wasn't sure if that is something that we could accommodate. You know for a fact that I can't take myself there, but I don't want to assume that's within your budget or something. And I remember that he said something like, oh, that place is no problem. I'm not hurting for money too bad at this moment, and I also prepared for this day. That was perfect. I didn't have to be like, well, I want to go to this expensive Indian place. I was like, well, I have a concern. This is what I truly deep down want. I'll throw it out there, but if you cannot, since this is gonna depend on your generosity, then if you cannot accommodate it, then it's okay. We'll try another time. Or better yet, we'll try in a time when I have been able to accrue a couple of dollars of my own so that we can either split it or I can take care of my part and you can take care of your part. Nowadays, I pick up the tab as often as I can. I was buying things for my mom and myself, and then I was buying things for my boyfriend and myself, and I was doing that multiple times a week. I had the capability of doing it. I was doing it, period. I didn't care. I wasn't trying to embarrass anybody. I wasn't reproaching them for it, like, well, damn, I've been paying for every single time we have gone out lately. Whether it was my idea or not, I don't care. I look at it as that is money that's coming out of the household. Now, if for whatever reason I express that I need money, then I would hope that you don't hesitate to reach into your pocket, just like I never hesitated to cover the cost of recreational eating. For me, it's utterly disgusting when I see these women behaving that way. When someone is being generous towards you, you always have to express genuine appreciation, genuine gratitude. That is all you have to do. You don't have to criticize it. You don't have to question the quality of the place. You don't have to demand something greater. If something greater comes, then great. If not, then it doesn't, period. And sometimes I feel like maybe when you're fresh to dating this person, what if this person is putting you to the test? They will show you the common places first to see how you react, and maybe then they would deem you worthy of them spending their hard-earned money on somewhere that may impress you a little bit more, like the setting, the customer service, the food quality may improve a little bit more. But sometimes I think that these women get mad because, in a sense, you are using your date as a symbol of status. You're doing it more to show off to others that you're not alone, that you're being taken care of, that you are able to belong to the society of fine diners. But it's not because you're genuinely focused on your date. When I go to restaurants, I know people who have seen me and I never see them, because when I'm going out with my boyfriend or with my mom, I'm going out with them, and therefore I'm focusing on them. I'm not there to continue looking at my phone, nor to browse around to see if I recognize any faces or to see if anybody is looking at me. Sometimes peripherally, I can tell that other clowns are looking in my direction. I don't know if they're looking at me. I don't care. And that is the beauty of being someone simple. I don't dress to impress. I don't draw attention to myself. And if people still like to look at me because precisely I'm not putting on a show based on how simple I am, and that is the thing that is making them comment, then oh well, I don't care. I don't have to find out. As long as they don't come up to my face and get in my way and block me from movement, then I'm fine. So anyways, you guys, I thought I would bring up the topic of date spots that are rejected, because now I'm curious for the guys in the comment section, especially, have you ever been the host of a date in which you took someone somewhere and they came at you with this bullshit and they talked down on the place that you took them to, or maybe even insulted you, like, how dare you bring me to a place like this for a date, and da 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 da. I lately have been trying to condition my boyfriend into online ordering so that we can just drive to the place and the food is cooking as we drive there. We grab, we go, we come home, we make it on time to watch time-consuming movies while we have dinner, as opposed to wasting time in the restaurant, waiting for the food to cook, not having made up our minds of what we're gonna eat, and then too much time wasting. I like to operate in simplicity, and unless it's somewhere that is proven that you have to sit in to get better service or better food portions, as much as I can, I will continue to be that grab and goer.